Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope y'all doing great. Today we are going to be working on our next project. So you're gonna need some clothespins, wooden clothespins. This comes 100 in a pack from Wally World, and I'm going to just grab five. I think that's all we need for the project. And then I'm gonna be using these. I got these last year from Dollar General. So it's eight. So it's two, four, six, eight. And we're gonna do the stars and the tree and the present. We may only do four because I only grabbed three colors: red, white, and blue. Don't ask. I don't know. I don't know. So the first thing we're gonna do is make sure that they're all nice and even. We're gonna take us out some Cracker Barrel white, and I'm gonna put some in this little cup. I have been doing some painting, and it's running low. Now I need a lip. I think we may be able to use this right here. What is a lip? A lip is where it, what I'm clarifying as a lip is you take and you paint everything and you need something to grasp onto while it dries. And so, yeah, we want something to open up to it. If you get it on your silver piece or whatever kind of clip you use, make sure you have something to wipe it off. This is parchment paper, nothing fancy, not the good kind for the cookies. And I have been into the dabbing mindset. I've watched a few people talk about dab, dab, dab on versus stroking. So let's see. This is just my washi top. Yep, works great. So as we go, we'll put that on. There we go. I still have a lot of stuff to get done. But I realized that whenever it comes to things that my son needs to do, I get real like frantic because he can't do them. He can't do the stuff himself. That's what I'm for. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of these. All right, so the preliminary paint has been applied, and just I put these in the water spot, which is fine, but not really. I should have planned better. Hindsight, hindsight, hindsight. So what I'm doing now is I'm just coming around the mountain. No, let's move this one out the way. I am let me see. Because I felt like in this empty container, they would be too top heavy and they would knock it over, right? So we're going to see. Let's see. There we go. So I'm just taking this remainder of the white and I'm tapping them Now you could just paint them. You could get your hands messy. You could get gloves. It's a lot of things you could do to alleviate paint. But apparently, that is my MO or my style this week. I need paint everywhere and mostly on my hands and not on the project, apparently. So my son turned in his volcano and I asked him if the teacher said anything. Now, the problem with my son's school is it's 30 plus kids in each class. Um, and I really don't think the teacher is able to connect with all the students like our teachers connected, well, my teacher connected with me in the 80s. Like they knew us because they only had to deal with, maybe 30 kids in one class, but the kids rotate. So each student in the grade that he's in sees the same teacher for science. Each student sees the same teacher for reading. Each student sees the same teacher for math. So I don't think the students actually get a chance to, I don't think they get as much attention as they should get. And I'm not saying my son needs all the attention in the world. I'm just saying I don't think the kids get that extra love that the teachers probably gave back in the day. I'm going to get a smaller can. This is a 40 pack and it was on sale for $3. Clearance from Michaels. And I was like, yes, please. Did I really need it? Yes, I did. You want to know why I needed it? Because my son, he don't know it yet, but we about to be doing some paint projects this summer. And I think some of them going to get a little bit too messy to recover from. I've seen where people go and they rent spaces, and in the space they rent, they put on their hold on one second. They put on like a outfit, and they put on the outfit like a coveralls, and they cover their face and stuff with goggles and a mask, and they just make art. Like they throw it all over the walls and stuff. And that has to be a place that you're gonna rent out because you're not about to throw paint all over my house. Uh-uh. No sirree, Bob. Now I'm gonna talk to y'all about this project I want to do. It's called tufting. I want to try tufting so bad, but um, I don't want to try it at the same time. I'm afraid that I'm not going to do a very good job at it. And I think I had told you earlier I want to start doing needle, punch needle. I tried. I got a few of them and I tried one, and it looks okay so far. I'll share with y'all the end result. But I definitely could practice more, stand to practice more. And the project is like a little kid project, so oof, imagine me feeling a certain kind of way. You gotta start somewhere, I guess. So I'm just trying to get all the little nooks and crannies that I see. I tell you, I am not feeling my number one best how I should be feeling. I feel a little bit sluggish. I think I need to eat. It's really late though. It's real late when I'm making this video. It's the next morning, right? It's early, and I haven't been asleep since I woke up at 3:30, and it's noon. It's not noon. It's midnight right now. So I'm gonna have to go in there and grab something to eat in a minute before bed. And I don't have any milk. When I was footloose and fancy free, single, I used to have cereal on hand, milking cereal. I don't have it on hand anymore. Oh, we missed this one spot. I'm just going to inspect it. We missed this spot right here. I don't know if you have ever painted before, but it's something so satisfying about painting. Doing a once over. And we need this inside of here. I tend to read comments in videos probably a lot more than I should, right? Because some people say mean stuff. And I was watching this acceptance speech from a actor, and some people were saying they felt bad for this actor, and other people was like, I don't feel bad for them. That's what they get. Blah 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 blah. Right? And I was just like, wow. And so I almost went down a rabbit hole to seeing how valid that person's argument was, and I was like, do you really care? And at the end of the thought process, I was like, I really, that's not going to change my mind about the actor. I think the actor's a very good actor. And so I just was like, nope, I don't need to. I don't need to see it. I don't even want to know. Very interesting though thought process that we have as a society of human beings. We tend not to show much compassion to people, which is very sad. And when you think about it, but I'm sure we all want people to show compassion to us. I don't think anyone is walking around saying, be mean to me. I love it when you're mean to me, you know, unless you're going to some type of therapy where it's some sort of shock therapy or something. I don't know. Because genuinely, in general, in conclusion, no, in general, you want people to treat you how you would treat them, right? Kind, with kindness, say kind things to them. All right, put that in that water. Now, I know I said we was gonna do five, but we'll probably only end up doing four. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out my handy dandy, bam, acrylic markers, and I'm going to take out just a few. Um, it's Friday, right? You send this on Friday, so we can stand to do a little extra long one. Maybe you were thinking she hasn't did a long video like she would if she was streaming. You're right. I often feel that I'm taking up too much of your time, and that's not always fair. All right, so if you're wondering how we're going to cover this up, me too. No, I'm joking. We're going to take a sheet of paper. Any sheet of paper will do, as long as you have some available to you. Okay, and we're just going to take a dab of glue and apply it on. If you want it to be very good, like very, very good, you could get a nail file um, to get all the excess paper off. But I'm just going to hold it down, and whatever the other side is, just kind of pull it off once it dries. So it's not going to be that major of a big deal for me. Just like that. And if you want to, you could probably wet the edges and pull it off. So we're just doing that, and we're going to clip these edges. And when you are doing this, be careful. Be really careful. We'll probably only get, realistically, we'll probably only get one done. I'm looking at the time right now. But you get the premise, yeah? I need to start doing like a lot of people, making multiple before they even stream. Um, but I don't. Yeah, I would definitely recommend sanding it down or taking a hole punch and just punching it. Okay. So, you see, you can barely tell. I think what I'm making, when you see it, I feel like these are very good for children crafts, um, even teacher gifts or Christmas presents, I should say. You know, I think for the fourth grade, what I'm going to do is just send some pens and pencils in to the teacher, markers, highlighters. So at the beginning of the school year, if stuff is at a decent deal, which I don't know if it's going to be, um, I'm going to do that. So now we got our tree. I'm going to go ahead and paint the other side as well. I think this is all dried up, but that's okay. I want you to see, I mean, we could have used any color if I had pulled, if I was using my brain cells, the little bit that is functioning right now, because my headache has come back. My, probably the hunger is making it worse. Now, you don't need it on both sides. It's just nice to have it on both sides, right? So we're going to put this down. And we have this brown, and it's not tacky, so that's okay. Also, if you wanted to, you could put a star or a diamond or something like that on it to cover it up. Now we're gonna go with this dark green. Looks like branches are actually on the tree. Not the intention. I think we will only do one because I would prefer to paint it solid color and then finish creating the crafts. But I do like the effect that we have right now. It's working pretty good. We have a few more days of school left, and my son is deciding to be extra kitty. He got mad at the teacher today, well, yesterday, I should say. And I told her to let me know whenever he does that so I could take care of it. And she did. I try not to spank my son a lot because I want to be able to talk to him and get through to him, right? Like, I don't want it to always be, you're going to get a spanking, you're going to get a spanking, you're going to get a spanking. I feel like that's not effective. So I've been trying to figure out what is going to be the most harmful to him to make him realize, and the answer is television. He loves that TV. Mm-mm-mm. When I tell you he loved the TV, he loved the TV. And I guess it's different for me because when I was growing up, I had to go outside and play. And it was much safer back in the day than it is now. Where I lived, at least, it was safer, even though I think they tore. It's funny. The hospital I was born at is gone. Um, that looks better than I could have imagined. Look at that tree. It looks good, in my opinion. All right. So now I'm going to just put some ornaments on it. There's that. Now, I'm going to take my paper towel. I'm going to dry it, right? Wipe that paint off of that metal piece. I'll make sure it works. And now what we're going to do is take our, not hot glue, wood glue, and I'm going to put it on this side right here. Oh my goodness. Talk about volcanoes. Ooh. I need to put this in a smaller container because that was not the goal. And it's okay, you know. I need to be more mindful of what I'm doing, pay attention a lot better. Uh-oh. I'm just going to hold this down some. Now this glue, um, says it'll dry full strength in 24 hours. So let's see. Yep. I'm just going to apply some pressure. When I was helping my son do his project, I never want to do the project for him, right? I always want the project to look like a kid did it, not someone that crafts. But I always end up feeling like the project isn't good enough. I don't know why. All right, so I decided to do one more, this star, right? And what I thought we would do is make it yellow, gold, something. So I painted it white just to give it a something to grab onto, right? And this is the color we're going with, 23. No. So this is actually gold. It's a metallic. So I think we'll go with that one. And I'm just doing upward passes. I do not recommend using acrylic markers for this. I do recommend using acrylic markers for painting or drawing on it. But on this portion, I would say use a paint and just let it dry. I mean, you can do whatever you want, right? It's going to be your project at the end of the day. I feel like whenever I use gold, no matter how careful I attempt to be, I am never careful enough because now I have gold paint, I think, on my hand and it's starting to look dirty, like right there, because I did choose to paint it right. I'm going to write something on this one, but this one needs a little bit more coverage than the tree. And I feel like we got the tree fully covered anyway. Have you ever had something happen where you're like, I really want to try this, I want to do this, I am there with a project that I want to do, and I'm fearful. I think I'm more fearful of the reception of that project versus going ahead and just doing it. And if it isn't received well, at least I did it, one of those kind of thoughts. Now, I want to say that this marker is going on a lot smoother the other side because the paint is drying up in those areas. And this is a quick dry acrylic paintbrush, supposedly at least, but it was on of the acrylic paint, you know, liquid acrylic paint. Holding my breath over here. What I always say, don't hold your breath. All right, there we go. And now I want to write on it. So let's dry it off, let it dry. It's still a little damp, but I feel like what I want to write is fine. You get it? I hope you get it. I hope you get it. All right, let's try this crazy glue. Not crazy glue, but glue one. One more time. Just making sure that it opens still and it looks okay on both sides. A little drop, ma'am. A little drop. And I messed this up. I meant to put this piece on like that, but I didn't do it. Uh-oh. Just dry my hands off. Wipe my hands off from the dirt. And so all I'm doing is applying some pressure. Any excess we want to, wipe off. I haven't made paperclip anything in a long, long, long time. And then we're going to just rub this off while we're over here messing with it. Just hold it down a little bit more. And, if you want to use hot glue, you're more than welcome. But Superstar, guess if you were grading work or something, you could put it right there, and then you just eventually to dry. We got this Christmas tree. So this is our project for today. I hope that you enjoyed it. Dirty hands and all. Excuse that. Um, I had fun doing it, and we got to make more because we got more stuff. I didn't go and look for these paper clips for nothing. So, we're gonna be doing more and more and more and more. Anyway, I hope that you have a great rest of your day. I want to say thank you for watching. And until next time, happy crafting.